This is Mark and Charity's Coffee Podcast.
Mark and Charity Coffee Podcast. Pot Day today, 4/20. I owe Charity Brown a complete podcast apology for actually thinking I knew something she didn't. Or worse.
For scoffing me yesterday.
Exactly. For you giving me the right answer and me going, pfft.
I know. Daily basis.
Sure, I thought
this happens every day.
I thought 420 was some scientific notation, and it was a code for the time where pot smokers were
I
born
went along with
puff.
it because, it sounds ridiculous to me that that's all it is.
Yeah.
As it is. It's the time.
I'll see you at the 420, and everybody knew what it meant. So April 20th, 420 is pot day.
Do you want to know exactly when it's?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so according to the editor of High Times, which is a marijuana publication. The term 420 originated at San Rafael High School in 1971 among a group of about a dozen pot-smoking students who called themselves the Waldos. The term was shorthand for the time of day the group would meet at the campus statue of Louis Pasteur to smoke pot. Intent on developing their own discrete language, they made 420 a code for a time to get high, and its use spread among members of an entire generation through various vehicles like the music of Jerry Garcia and the Grateful Dead.
There it is.
So 1971.
Great. 1971.
When smoking pot was quite frowned upon.
Very frowned upon. It was known as counterculture. Yeah. But now
a little more acceptable now.
Sure
and
is.
it has shifted from smoking to eating, essentially.
Gummies.
Yeah, gummies, baked goods. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not just a cigarette type or you inhale it. It's you consume it.
So I think now that it's gained some form of widespread acceptance, not 420. Who cares? Now that it isn't.
Well, and it falls on and today because it is 420. It's April 20th as well. That's why today.
No, I know.
420 is special than yesterday's 420 or tomorrow's. Today itself being 420.
But this whole idea that when it was illegal and everything, then everybody now that it's legal, it's like whatever. Who celebrates it? Like we as humans.
Oh, don't think it's not going to be celebrated today.
It'll get celebrated.
It'll be celebrated today.
But you know what I mean about...
I mean publicly.
Right.
Not just from the comfort of your home.
But nobody talks about it anymore. But when everybody wanted marijuana legalized, it was always in the forefront of societal discussions.
What, 420 or marijuana?
No, just marijuana.
Okay.
And now that it's been legalized, nobody talks about pot anymore.
Here in Canada, it's still a big discussion in the States.
Exactly. Until they legalize it.
In a lot of the states.
And then it won't be. Then it won't be.
Well,
because all the banks are going to get robbed because high people rob banks. That's the argument down there. And I suppose I would have fallen into that here in Canada, and now it's like, nope, not happening.
Well, people could use the argument with pot that people in the States use for guns.
Yeah, it could be. I don't know.
It's not the pot.
Right.
It's the people. It's not the guns.
Yeah.
It's the people.
It's the people.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
pot didn't make you late for work.
I didn't mean to get on that. I didn't mean to get. No, I didn't. But to me, this is much less a concern than a lot of things. A lot of things.
But that's what today's all about.
Yeah. Which is kind of interesting. So thank you for the apology.
But I also triggered you because I'm really mad about Wordle. Can we talk about Wordle?
We can. I don't know why, though, because, again, this isn't something new. This happens pretty well every day.
Yet I think myself such a wordsmith.
I know.
And I can't beat anybody I know in Wordle.
Oh,
is it
yes,
an overthink?
You can. You
is it
do
an overthink? Is that what it is? Because I know too many words?
Maybe.
Or I think I do, that I don't take the most, not the most obvious, but I try and find a way to use a vast vocabulary instead of just doing Wordle.
It's fun to watch you at times. And it sounds like today, I missed you doing it today, but... and we all do it. It's just funny seeing you do it. You think you know the word, and you're so sure.
I got it.
So yep. You're like, I got this in two.
Got it in two.
And then it's not the word, or you get the sea of green but a letter, and it's like, what is it? Or it's something totally different. It's happened before where it's something
not even
totally,
close.
Yep. And it's just fun to watch that.
The other day when it was thump, I didn't get it. 6 guesses, didn't get it. And I'm trying to, I could go back and take a look at what I thought it was. Was it? No, thump. I can't remember which one I didn't get, but I didn't have the first letter. Oh, that was it. It was hound. Was that Monday or Tuesday?
Yes.
Hound. Didn't get it.
Yeah.
Not sound, not mound, not pound, not round. Right? You ran into what people call the sea of green. It ruins my day. It ruins my day because my wife will screenshot her getting it in 3 and I am triggered. And I'm not.
And today it was 2 and that triggered him.
She got it in 2. So then she and I, we have this discussion. She'll say, yeah, but wait a minute. You got it in, I got it in 4 today. Mm-hmm. But I can get it.
I got it in 3.
You got it in 3, exactly. But this is the thing Cass says. And so this is what I want to ask. If I get it in 4, but I get it in a minute. You get it in 3, but it takes you 2 minutes. Who's better at it?
Me, because I got it.
In 3, right. Okay, so it's not the time, it's the number of guesses.
I think so. I think it's because I've had to go away and come back.
Right.
Because I do. I overthink it. And then I start to get angry and I'm like, no, I just need to stop, come back to it, and it'll jump out at me.
Yeah.
I do think you overthink it at times.
So we I guess that's a discussion.
It's kind of comes back to the most obvious one. And usually your first reaction is what it's going to be.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. But I've always just, I do the time, if I can get it within a minute.
Yeah.
And if it takes me 5 guesses, okay. But then when I see Kath get
But are you
3,
happy with that?
Apparently not. Because now I want to talk about it.
It's great you got it in a minute, but it took all 5 or all 6 guesses.
Yeah.
So what's better for you? Is it more important for you to have it in a minute, or is it the number of guesses? For me, it's the number of guesses. I'm trying to test myself to see if I can figure it out in 2 or 3 guesses. I don't care how long it takes me.
See,
but you, on the other hand, you want to have it done.
I want to have it. I want to get it within 30 seconds and 2 guesses.
But you're not. But that's it. You're not doing it in 2 guesses. So maybe you need to start. You need to remove the time until you condition yourself enough to get it in fewer guesses.
Or be satisfied with the fact that I can do Wordle in a minute, and regardless of how many guesses today. I'm just at this point after doing it for over a year now. How long have we been doing Wordle? Over a year?
A long time.
That it's just frustrating me now, which is crazy. Because I love doing it. I look forward to it every day.
So stop worrying about the time and see if you can get it.
Hurdle's going away. Did you know that?
I heard that. Like all of
Hurdle?
them?
Yeah, Hurdle's
there's
done.
Different.
That's the music one. Is that bothering you?
It is.
Take
it keeps jingling. My pins I got pins on it, right? On my fob here, so it's bothering me. All of them, because there's different categories of Hurdle. But it's being wiped out.
Are there? I thought there was just one Hurdle.
No. Okay. You can do different decades. You can do a specific genre of music.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's different ones, I think.
See, why didn't I know that? That would be wasting my time.
Like your yacht rock, there's probably a specific Hurdle for that if you look.
If I had known that, they wouldn't be getting rid of it.
Well, look.
Because I'm all over it. I don't even know.
Yacht rock Hurdle. Let me see if I can find it.
I charge my phone while we do the podcast. If everybody wants to know what's going on in our life, this is when I charge my phone. So I don't have access to it right now. Check Hurdle.
I am.
To see if there's a yacht rock designation.
Yacht rock Hurdle. Yeah.
There is.
Yep.
Okay, so play today's, the first clip up to the microphone. No, we probably can't do that because you can't play music on podcasts. We would get shut down by the music industry.
Oh, it might just be Hurdle and they used it.
Okay,
Hurdle is away. May 5th, they're
May
ending
5th,
it.
I told you that. Friday, May 5th, that's it. Hurdle's done.
Oh my gosh.
All of these...
they were fun to do.
They were. It was enjoyable. And I do like it, and I'm addicted to the word games. Small A addicted, not large A. I managed to eat, shower, and remain clothed.
You do. But you don't stop everything else?
No, but I got to do them every day. Kath and I, we do Knuckle, which is the Canadian...
I thought it was done.
No, Knuckle came back. And she and I, we do it differently. See, it's funny how you do the different games.
Oh, yeah.
So we like the words syrup and canoe. Canoe can also be ocean, same letters. So what we do is she puts in syrup and I do canoe, then we swap the letters and see if we can get it. No, we just play it differently. And see, based on those letters, can we get the word right now? Syrup, canoe, whatever letters you get, now can we be right? And we're very impressed when we can do that. Based on those, like one red and 2 other letters, got it, I can get it. And I got yesterday's that way, which was actor for all of the acting Canadians. I got actor because syrup and canoe and a whole bunch of those letters. What are you looking at?
I'm trying to find this hurdle for you.
Okay. Well, we'll see.
But it goes by decades by the looks of it. So it's not yacht rock per se. But you can get 70s.
Yeah.
You can get 70s hurdle.
Why am I not on that? I've ruined it.
Oh, no,
if I'd have done that.
Look at all these. Look at
all those categories. Yeah, we did them wrong. Oh, see. No wonder. It's too hard for them to put all that together every day.
New wave hurdle.
I do well with that too.
What's another one here? Let's see. What else would Mark be good at? Hurdle 70s, hurdle 80s.
What else would Mark be good at? Yacht rock, soft rock.
What's the hurdle 70s?
Hurdle air supply.
Start now. Oh, it's asking me for a bunch. Anyway, there's so many different
kinds. Can't play it on the podcast.
Even with Wordle, though, you said Knuckle. It's not Kernurtle. Knuckle. And I still can't say it right, but the Sidorkle.
Yep.
That I do. It has 16 different ones going at the same time.
Right, 21 guesses to get 16 words.
Yeah, and you say that's tough, but it's actually a really nice warm-up to Wordle.
Yeah.
Because you have so many letters and then you do have to scroll through the different games, but they start to become more obvious. So it's actually quite easy once you get through it.
Yeah.
It's just getting accustomed to I love it. I
Very
love
good.
it. So I do that and then Quordle, Octordle, and then Wordle.
Kath and I call Knuckle Canoodle.
Canoodle.
Well, I'm home and
Canoodle
it's time to
Knuckle.
canoodle. Yeah. All right, syrup, here we go. Canoe, bacon, toque, all those great 5-letter Canadian words.
Oh, no, thank you.
Speaking of great stuff in Canadian and 5, what does $5 get you? You can get into the viewing party tonight for the Trenton Golden Hawks down at the Dunk McDonald because it's $30 to go to Collingwood.
Oh, my gosh.
And sit in the arena there to watch the game live. And, hats off to the booster clubs and everybody that supports the Trenton Golden Hawks to say, you know what, $30.
Well, and there still will be people who travel to Collingwood tonight to cheer them on. There's no question about that. But yeah, $30, and I get it. It's a big series. It's very exciting. But come on, Collingwood, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Family of 4, it's $120.
Yeah.
Get it, it's playoffs, it's finals. And you want to renovate your arena or whatever it is. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think they need to. I think it's a fairly new arena. But
Collingwood's a posh place, isn't it? They got a ski hill and they're near water.
I know, it's
posh
beautiful.
On the Georgian
and maybe that's
Bay.
why. Maybe that's why they can charge the high prices. But Trenton will be back on Saturday. Mm-hmm. Tickets that night, $20, which is much more reasonable, I would say.
Golden Hawks, if you're listening now, if you haven't left on the bus, you have to go there for the game tonight. Know that your arena will be packed tonight.
Absolutely.
And that you're playing to a larger crowd watching in Trenton than is actually alive there in Collingwood. Guaranteed.
Yep.
Guaranteed. I'm gonna text some buddies to say I want a head count on how many people made it in to the Dunk McDonald Arena tonight for the viewing party.
Because Saturday's going to be sold out.
And that'll be crazy. So Trenton wins tonight, then they win at home on Saturday. They're up 2-0. Thanks for coming out. Collingwood.
Now, there were some changes as that series continues. I don't know if you saw the release.
I didn't. They've
release
already
came
changed.
out, yeah.
Oh.
Due to the Quinny West home show.
Oh!
Which is coming up next week.
Right.
Game 6 and 7. The game originally slated for Sunday, April 30th in Trenton is now Monday, May 1st, if necessary, if we get that far. Mm-hmm. And the game slated for Tuesday, May 2nd in Collingwood is now Wednesday, May 3rd.
So you know what? Just win the darn thing in 4.
Exactly.
Or 5.
Just in case. Just giving you a heads up. 6 and 7 have moved. But yeah, we'll have it before then.
Yeah. And I mean, if Collingwood tells you stuff like, come on, we need the $30 for another game. No. Have a bigger 50-50 draw. We're not losing so you can have some more money.
Oh gosh, no. Are you kidding me? No.
We're not going to drag this out to 5 just to get Collingwood money.
No, it would be kind of exciting.
Yeah.
It would be. And hopefully if they have to, maybe if they were going to drag it out for any particular reason, it would be to come back here, not to go to Collingwood.
Yeah. Well,
so they can win at home.
Right, but we've got the even-numbered game, so let's sweep it in game 4.
Yeah. That would be nice.
Take care. We don't need Collingwood to win 2 to get to 6. So that's going on tonight. Also, the Leafs back in action. Is your husband okay? He's a very soft talker. He doesn't
like to get loud. No. Right. He's not. He's very unlike You're a typical Maple Leaf fan.
Says Charity Brown, everybody. That wasn't me.
Yeah. No, you know what I mean. I am all for cheering for your team. When you start to get obnoxious, that's when I get angry and annoyed. But Wayne does not. He likes his team.
Yep.
He likes the Leafs. Flags are up. He did mention, now I can't remember the player's name, but the one that got the 3-game suspension.
Bunting.
He agreed with that. He thought it looked good on him. He said he should. He's deserving of that. That penalty. It was a shitty hit. He shouldn't have done it. Right. He didn't need to do it, because then, and I didn't stay up for the game the other night because I was tired. He did catch the last period, as we joked about. He said, so yeah, he took a 5-minute major, so he's in the box, so they're shorthanded for 5 minutes and lost. I said, really? Was it because of one player they lost the game? He's like, look, he spent 5 minutes in the box.
Yeah. Momentum's
and Tampa Bay scored. Yeah. So, yeah, it didn't help them.
Right.
And he goes, and it wasn't necessary. So, yeah, he deserves the 3 games. I'm like, okay, fair enough. And for him to, without prodding or poking, for him just to say that, I took that as okay. He feels very strongly about this.
Game 2 going tonight, so Ruffles and French onion dip will be a rare commodity on grocery store shelves in the Quinte region tonight. Or perhaps you'd like to go to Toronto. So as always, we have our daily look on StubHub as what it would cost you. So section 119, right on the ice, center ice, you're right there. Row 24, cheapest seats, $771. Cheapest. If you want to move up to row 11, $2,200, what was it? Oh no, $1,917.
Now that is considerably lower than game 1.
Yeah.
Because you quoted, what was it, 6,000?
Somebody was $6,000.
In one section?
Yeah. Now I don't know if somebody paid it.
But on StubHub, that's what it was going for.
Morning of that game.
The first game.
Yeah, was $6,000.
So now game 2, a little cheaper.
Right.
Not $5, but $1,000. Whew.
So you wanted to impress your crush. So you bought a pair of tickets to watch Bunting sit in the penalty box. Blew $12,000. Team lost. Hope your children are beautiful.
Hope it's not an indicator as to how the relationship's going to continue.
Hope your tax return's coming in soon.
And that's always the question, right? And nothing against the Leafs, because I get the excitement. And yes, I hope to one day go to a Leafs game myself. Never been, because it's so ridiculous. And yet a team who hasn't won a cup in how many years, who is notorious for maybe making it past the first round and then nothing for the rest of the playoffs, even maybe a mediocre regular season, continues to charge prices like that.
Yeah, it just because it's
because of the history, because of because it's the Toronto Maple Leafs. We
go back to Harold Ballard in the years where they were dreadful. They were not good in the Norris division and would finish last and would still lead the league in attendance and ticket prices. You know, Harold Ballard was a businessman. Would he love to win the Stanley Cup? Of course. He never tried not to win, but as long as he was making a ton of money, why should he spend a lot of money on players? It's a business. It's a commodity. It's a hockey team.
And there's nothing like Toronto fans.
Yeah.
The only thing that comes close to that, in my mind, and correct me if I'm wrong, are Boston fans. And not Bruins, the Red Sox. Because with the curse, were they not the ones that were...
Oh, yeah, for sure.
They
I get what you mean. Yeah.
They weren't a great ball team. Yeah. But the history attached to them...
Oh, my gosh. Yeah.
And the lore and just the draw. Like, Boston fans are diehard fans. They love their baseball. They can suck year after year. But you go to Boston, and it's just, the fans are incredible.
You reach a point, and I know Toronto's at it now, and I'm okay if a Leaf fan wants to correct me, let's call it that, where sort of the quote-unquote, the curse of having it been, 55, 56 years?
It's been a long time.
Since the last time they won a Stanley Cup, becomes the greater story. Like, for stuff like the Red Sox, when it became like 80, 90 years since they'd won, They sold Babe Ruth to New York, and then they didn't win a World Series till 2004. So that whole time, eventually, the streak is bigger. That becomes the biggest part of your story. It isn't just, okay, the Leafs want to win the Cup this year. It's like, well, how many years has it been now? Right, that becomes the story. That's why when somebody said when the Chicago Cubs won the World Series, it's one of the worst things they ever did, because the only story they had was how bad they were and how long they hadn't won. Then they won one. And now nobody talks about the Cubs. Because at least it was an endearing story.
Yeah.
So if you can't at least have that going for you.
But there is a part of me, like it has been so long since the Leafs have won the Cup. I'm starting to realize how amazing it would be if they did win the Cup.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Like it would be pandemonium. I get it. But having a Leafs fan in our house, like for my husband, I would think, yes, just 1 year, guys. Let them win 1 year. So people like my husband, and I look at him specifically just so he can have that, so he can experience it, because he may not. It definitely might pass through our generation too.
And I'm a Chicago fan, so I've had my 3 cups in my lifetime, and 6 Patriot Super Bowls.
Yeah.
I've had plenty. I remember when the Orioles won the World Series in '83. Like I've had more than most fans ever get now, and I will never complain if my teams never do anything again. Mm-hmm. But once I do want to be alive when the Toronto Maple Leafs win the Stanley Cup living in Ontario. I want to see that. I want to see that party. Like when the Raptors won the NBA championship a couple years ago.
That was
times
amazing.
1,000.
Oh my gosh. You're right.
Times 1,000.
And I think back to when the Jays, when they won the World Series. Not so much the second time, but that first time.
No, you're right.
But even the second time was exciting because it was back to back. But that first time, it was incredible. And I remember that. And it's one of those moments. And that's why I'm excited for Ben, because not to jinx them, but I have a feeling he may get to experience that this year. All things go well with Boston. Yeah. They're favored. They had an incredible season, so they are one of the favorite teams. But yeah, just to see that, and not being a Leafs fan, I would like to see that. Just as you said, to be here for it.
That's why everybody hates Boston.
I know.
There was a young man who was going to, I'm sure it was
because they win every other year.
Well, that's the thing. I think he went to a Patriot parade after they won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And he put on his sign, I think he says, I'm 17 and this is my 12th parade. Red Sox won 3 in the O's. Celtics were winning.
Bruins.
The Bruins won a Stanley Cup. Patriots
were won like 20 years in a row there for a while.
So I think the Celtics were heading into the playoffs or something one year, and a billboard went up that said, it's been 96 days since we've won a championship. End the drought.
Well, and that's what I say, Ben.
Oh my gosh.
That's what I tell Ben when he talks about he wants to be part of the NHL. That's where he wants to be, of course.
Sure, of course he
I'm
does.
like, okay, we'll get to Boston.
Yeah. Or whoever drafts you make them better. Make them better.
Make them better and then go to Boston.
And then go to Boston. Right.
It's a nice city. It'd be nice. And then buy your mom a house and we'll live in Boston with you.
Oh, please, yes. Right? Right? Oh, mom of a hockey player?
No, thank you. Just get a scholarship.
Get a scholarship, get an education.
Exactly.
Coming up tomorrow morning, Rumor Dave with Jimmy Hollywood's going to be there. And what else going on tomorrow? We're
Brenda Snyder.
Up Volunteer Week. So Brenda Snyder at VIQ, Volunteer and Information Quinty, on the show to talk about the value that volunteers provide in our community. And when we say the number, how many people do you think have clicked on the VIQ website to get information on how they can volunteer? And the answer is a lot higher than the number you just put in your head, listener. Oh.
Easily.
Now come up with another number. Higher. That number.
She blew me away.
Yeah.
When she shared that, I thought, wow. Yeah. That's awesome.
So that and much more. Brenda's going to be on the show tomorrow morning. We'll have your dad joke of the week in there for your chance to win. Mark and Charity Coffee Podcast. Wherever you get your favorite podcasts, enjoy your sunny day here across the Quinty region. Back at it tomorrow morning on 95.5 Hits FM.